You know, it's not really cherry today.
Okay.
No, so. Okay. You get the kid back.
Yeah,
You know, you're not getting.
I have to be friends with this,
Yes.
although I'm sure we all feel the same.
Surprise.
Just give me a second. That's what-
$50 is a spare.
Say it like that. Good evening. Welcome to the Township Council meeting Monday, November 27th, 2023. This meeting is now called to order. We all please rise. Councilwoman Patel, please lead us in the flag salute.
To the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Seated. Mrs. Kraus, please read the statement of public notice.
Take notice that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with NJSA 10:4-8 and NJSA 10:4-10 as follows. The notice of the meeting was prominently posted on the bulletin board at the municipal building located at 225 Main Street, Little Falls, New Jersey on January 5th, 2023. A copy of the notice was mailed to the North Jersey Herald and News and the Record on the same date. Additionally, a copy of the notice was filed in the office of the township clerk on said date. A link and a telephone number to join the meeting virtually can be accessed on the township website at www.lfnj.com. Electronic provisions have been established for the public to participate during the public comment portion of the meeting.
Thank you. At this time, Mrs. Kraus, call the roll.
Councilmember Patel,
Present.
Councilmember Murphy,
Present.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Present.
Councilmember Vanchery,
Present.
Council President Scoba.
Present. We're going to take the motion on the minutes as separate. Have a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of October 30th.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilman Vanchery. This is a roll call for the minutes of October 30th. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Patel,
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy.
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Abstain.
Councilmember Vanchery,
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Have a motion to approve the minutes of November 13th, 2023.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Vanchery,
Second.
second by Councilman Patel. Call the roll for November 13th, 2023.
Councilmember Patel,
Abstain.
Councilmember Murphy.
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery,
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Mayor Damiano, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Council President. For just a couple of updates this evening. The first is the Stanley Street parking lot. As you know, one of the number one concerns about our downtown in Little Falls lately has been the lack of parking in the area for residents who are looking to frequent our businesses there. As such, the town over the past handful of years has taken on the improvement of a parking lot and has purchased the 3 homes adjacent to the PNC parking lot, which is now municipally owned. And the first big step towards the parking lot being completed was finalized over the past week and a half or 2 weeks or so. And the 3 homes that were previously there on Stanley Street have been demolished. They are now finalizing that site, and very soon the final plans for the project will be going out to bid. There is some discussion currently with the engineers regarding whether or not this project should be completed as soon as the weather breaks in the spring, or if we should wait an additional 1 or 2 months to allow school to actually be out while the project is completed. It is adjacent to our schools. There will be some noise there. There'll be some activity there. So we're trying to figure out the best course of action. I want to meet with the schools to see if they have a preference for that. As much as we certainly want to increase have additional parking for our downtown, one thing we don't want to do is interfere with the students in our schools. And if the schools feel that that will be a a major interruption and distraction to the students. It's something that we are discussing and considering, awaiting just an additional month or two to actually have completed. But that project will very soon be ready to go out to bid, so that we can move forward with that process and finalize that project once and for all, adding several dozen spaces to our parking lot in our downtown area. As far as the master plan, the third and final meeting for residents will be this Wednesday evening, starting at 6 p.m. at the Civic Center. I strongly encourage all residents to attend. It is the final opportunity to see where we will be heading with the new master plan based upon the input that has been received from the residents, whether the in-person meetings or the number that have responded to the online survey. So I encourage everyone to join us at the Civic Center at 6 p.m. on Wednesday evening to participate in the third and final master plan meeting. Next, the parade this weekend. What a tremendous success our holiday parade was for Little Falls, West Patterson, and Totowa fire departments. I need to send out a tremendous thank you to all three of these fire departments, all of their volunteers, and everybody who helped make this parade such a huge success. In Little Falls, the parade went about as smooth as it possibly could. We had the entire area locked down. I know to some residents dismay, but we did our best to notify every single resident that would be affected or impacted by the shutdown and closure, and notified each and every one of them individually, and took every single measure we could to ensure that while everybody was there enjoying the parade, everybody was also safe during the parade. So I want to thank our Little Falls Police Department for locking down the parade route and ensuring that everybody was safe within the area. Last but not least, as our streetscape continues to become more and more complete each and every day, the trees along our streetscape are being planted. I believe almost every single one of them has now been planted. That was that where an area was left for them. There's something over 40 some odd trees have now been planted along Main Street, with only just a handful of them having been removed during the streetscape demolition and reconstruction phase. So we are now up several dozen trees along Main Street, which will add to the beauty of our downtown and our streetscape. And one of the final touches to the poles now in our downtown was the addition of our seasonal banners, which are now set up for the holidays. I want to thank Councilwoman Hablitz for spearheading the banners that are now on those poles. Between our new veterans banners honoring those who have passed in prior wars, our downtown is really coming together, and it is really a thing of beauty. So thank you, Councilwoman Hablitz, for completing those holiday banners, which as each season progresses, they will continue to be changed over several times throughout the year. We'll have some winter banners coming up, followed by some spring banners. And soon enough, we'll be back this summer with some summer banners. So I want to thank Councilwoman Hablitz for all of that as we continue to complete our downtown area. I know I have announced in the past that we have received additional grants for our streetscape. And I am very excited to have our streetscape continue down to the Peckman Bridge in the future. Again, with these banners continuing along Stevens Ave, and now in the future along Union and a little bit further down Main Street heading west. We will continue to expand this program each and every year in the future, moving further west down Main Street towards Singac, and ultimately, eventually blanketing the entire town in our streetscape. So thank you to everyone who has made all of these things that I just mentioned so successful. And I hope to see everybody on Wednesday night at the master plan meeting. That's all I have, Council President.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, this evening for the public, the council, the mayor spent an hour and a half with Chief Pearl and his department. Mayor, would you like just to summarize what that
Absolutely,
presentation was
President.
about?
This evening, there was a meeting regarding the Little Falls Police Department. We discussed some of the factors that the police department has to deal with each and every day. The fact that they remain an accredited agency here in Little Falls and the work that goes into that each and every day, ensuring that both the municipality's liability remains low, but that they are also operating at the absolute highest standards. We reviewed their mission and the police department's mission and updating the mission statement moving forward. as part of what they want to do to continue to provide the absolute best services to all of the residents and anybody who's passing through Little Falls. We talked about the department structure and the various not agencies within the police department, but the various breakdown of their table of organization and how they operate internally. As well as we received a tour of the entire department and spoke to all of the commanders of each of the departments and got an update and brief overview of everything that they do each and every day and what they are looking to do in future years, including 2024. And I want to thank our police department for spending so much time with us after hours for most to provide us with this update.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll move on to council reports. Councilwoman Patel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Council President. Just a few upcoming dates. There's going to be a mental health screening at Clifton City Hall on Friday, December 8th, between 1 and 4 p.m. It's a free 15 to 30-minute screening, and although it's not a full psychological evaluations, and no diagnosis can be made, they can provide you with resources and referrals so people can get the help that they need. Another important date is tomorrow, actually, the 28th. They are going to have vaccines for COVID-19 at Clifton City Hall. I spoke about this previously, so it's not open to everyone, but children between the ages of 12 and 17 that are uninsured or underinsured can go, and overall anyone that's underinsured or uninsured. If you have health insurance, you're likely to have to go through your insurance for that vaccine. Some good news from the Clifton Health Department. The beginning of November, they were awarded their national accreditation with the Public Health Accreditation Board. The Clifton Health Department is the 6th department in the state and the 1st in Passaic County. So congratulations to them. And this is great for Little Falls residents as well, as they are the ones that provide services to our town. Finally, there has been a survey posted on the website. It's by the Passaic County Department of Health, but it's a community health survey. And so I encourage all the residents to go and take the survey, because this is how the county can get the information that it requires to know what it is that the residents need, right? And that's how they will allocate funding. We get more programs. So although Little Falls doesn't have its own health survey, this is a great start for the public health committee, and also a way for residents, just to express what their needs are. That's it, Council President.
Thank you for that report. Councilwoman Hablitz.
Thank you, Council President. First, I'd like to thank the mayor for recognizing me on my work with the banners. It really was a labor of love. I just love to see our streetscape coming to fruition, and the banners just made it all better. So thank you. I'd also like to congratulate everyone who was involved with the parade this weekend. Our recreation department, the DPW, our police department, our fire department, and everyone who participated. It was a huge hit. And I personally was at the recreation center for our viewing party. There were tons of people. It was a great time. The shack was hopping, the food trucks were hopping. So it was really great to see. There's lots of updates for the holidays as they're right around the corner. First, the library updates. This Wednesday, there'll be a Hanukkah story time and craft at 6:30 p.m. You do need to register your child. You can go right on the website for the library and do that. Also, for adults and seniors, on December 16th, there will be a Winter Wonderland dance at 5:30. This is the first time they're ever doing something like this. It will have music by Mike Lerpershek, I think that's how you say it, and his all-star band. They do perform often at the senior events. So that sounds like a fun night for all of the adults and seniors here in town. For our town events, we have a very busy weekend. We have our Christmas tree lighting. That will be at 6:30 at Wilmore Park. Once again, we're bringing the Peddlers Village to the Christmas tree lighting, along with Santa, a toy collection for our police department, and many community groups will be there, the Girl Scouts, the PV Choir. So it'll be a great night. The Peddlers Village is actually going to start at 5:30. And the Peddlers Village will also be called a winter marketplace on Saturday at the rec center. So we're making it a little larger, bringing both some vendors from our farmers market and some craft vendors to our recreation center. And that will be from 9 until 3 on Saturday. So come on down, shop local, shop some of the vendors there, and have a good time. Lastly, for the Little Falls Biz, they're having their upcoming Breakfast with Santa this Saturday. The tickets are $9. They have 2 seatings, one at 9 to 10:30 and one from 11 to 12:30 at the Civic Center. So bring your camera, take a picture, have some bagels, and have some fun with the family. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Vanchery.
Thanks, Council President. I also want to echo the parade over the weekend was tremendous. Just want to thank everybody that was involved. I mean, you know, sitting on the top of my street with so many of my neighbors and others, just watching the reactions, not only from the kids, but also the adults that just really enjoyed it. It was great for Little Falls to finally be a part of it as well. And I know we're looking forward to next year. And there's a lot of people already that said, hey, I want to be a part of this parade. So the reaction was definitely overwhelming in a positive way. I mean, you'll get a couple of people complaining, of course, because that's what they do. But overall, it was a great time. And again, just thank you to all of those that helped put this together. A couple updates. I do want to let everybody know, if you haven't seen the notice that came out from the rec center, and if you do drive by, you see a very cool mailbox for letters to Santa. So that is officially up and running. So parents, make sure you have the kids put the letters together. You have until December 11th. So hopefully you'll get a response from Santa about the gifts that you want. So please stop by. And then also next month is the annual menorah lighting on Monday, December 11th at 6:30 at Wilmore Road Park. So all are welcome to be there for that. Another event that's coming up in December, which is a great thing that's done by Kathy Pagano and the veterans in the area, is the Wreaths Across America that's going to take place on Saturday, December 16th from 10:30 to 12 at Holy Sepulchre in Totowa. I know a lot of our scouts, girls and boys volunteer, and it's open to residents. The one thing that they're looking for as well is for people to help sponsor some of the wreaths that will go to those that were lost. So if you haven't been to that, it's a wonderful experience for all ages. So please, sign up if you can to do that. I also want to congratulate the Little Falls Junior Hornets 5th and 6th grade football team. This past weekend, they had or 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry, they actually won the Tri-County Youth Football Super Bowl. And I know we're going to have them here next month to be recognized by the mayor and the council. So congratulations to the squad for winning their second Super Bowl in the last 3 years. A couple other things too on the transportation front. You had a chance last week, myself, Officer Pinola, and Ronnie Campbell met with one of the representatives from TAPCO that came over to meet with us on Patterson Ave to give us an idea of what lighted pedestrian crosswalks would look like. And based on their conversation, what the company is doing is putting together a proposal about us acquiring some pedestrian crosswalks that once I get it, I want to circle back with Chief Prawl as well as Mayor Damiano and Council President Scoba about next steps. And then one other thing, I reached out to Ken Simpson from the county, one of our engineers, to set up a meeting for the traffic unit and Chief Prawl and I to go over some concerns we have related to county roads. So I reached out to Ken. I'm just waiting for him to get back to me. Hopefully in the next week or two, we can set something up. So I'll keep you posted on that. That's it for me.
Excuse me. Thank you, Councilman Vanchery. So Councilman Murphy, yourself and Councilwoman Patel were judges during this parade. Was the winner from Little Falls or?
Well, I wasn't a judge. I think just Councilman Patel was. I think I was half frozen halfway through the day. I was out there since 2 o'clock with the fire department. But Councilman Patel, I think, spent a couple hours judging. I think she did a pretty good job.
Thank you. It was cold, and no, we couldn't vote on either towns. And so Little Falls was out this year because we were officially participating in the parade.
The floor is yours, Councilman Murphy.
Thank you, Council President. So not to beat a dead horse on this, but I too just want to reiterate how good this weekend was. It really was a blast. I know everybody had thanked the fire department and police departments, but aside from that, I just want to thank a couple people that were involved that I know spent a lot of time. This was a lot of preparation and planning that went into this. It was, started about 8-9 months ago. I know it just seems like it's just a parade, but a lot goes into that to close roads and get the vendors set up and get the floats and to organize all this and close roads and talk to the DOT. And so I just want to thank and recognize the committee president from Little Falls, which is Joseph Scotto, Mike Bendersky, our EMS coordinator, and then Captain Pressing and Officer Panola from Little Falls Police Departments. They spent a lot of extra time going to meetings, meeting with all three towns and getting this set up. So they really did put in their all for this, and they hit it out of the park, as everybody, was there and saw, and all of our residents saw. So I just want to recognize them and thank them for that. I also want to thank our police chief Paul and the police department tonight for their time. It was definitely informative, and it was great just to see the intricate details of how the department operates. And I think it's good for the whole council really to see. And when people ask us questions, we can answer them better. So I just want to thank them for their time, and I really appreciate it. Lastly, Domestic Violence Prevention Committee. We have our meeting coming up on Tuesday, so look forward to seeing everybody there. Anybody wants to join, feel free to come out. And that's all I have, Council President. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Havelitz or Councilman Murphy, can you fill us in on our calendar that's going to be coming out in 2024?
Sure. So I had a call today actually with the printer, with Sean, and we went through some of the details. We're pretty much all laid out. I know we had some of the advertisers that were in. I think we're just waiting on one or two final advertisements. But aside from that, we have most of the dates in there. I do just want to put on record, I know Mr. Pace is reaching out to all of our, I'm going to call quasi Little Falls organizations like our ABC, LF Biz. If anybody has any dates they want to see in the calendar, we're doing a community events page. So I know we have some like third-party organizations, non-profit organizations in the town. If they do want to advertise those dates, I know Mr. Pace is going to be reaching out to them. But aside from that, Council President, we're pretty much all squared away. We're hoping to be finalized and have some, I think they even said tonight he's going to have a PDF to us. And we're going to hope in the next week or two to have a final proof that'll go out to the council for everybody to review. And I think we should be set by that time.
Is there anything else we need? Okay, thank you. I'm glad to see that happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Chief, would you like to comment on Breakfast with Santa with the PBA and the toy drive?
So we're collecting toys at the our headquarters lobby. We're going to drop them off to the Children's Hospital at St. Joe's again this year, just like we have done in years past. So you see Detective Vanek out there. You want to drop off a toy in the lobby, and also the Little Falls PBA on Saturday, December 16th, 9 to 11 a.m. at Passaic Valley High School, having a free event. And that's the Breakfast with Santa. So you can bring a new unwrapped toy also there, and we can bring it to St. Joe's for you. I did have one other thing, if I might add.
Go ahead.
So I'm
Chief.
happy to report that the township again received another grant for enforcement. This is going to be the December 1st to January 1st end of year campaign for driving while intoxicated enforcement. So we'll get 100 hours of enforcement reimbursed from the Department of Highway Traffic Safety. But that was a grant that we just received. Notice that we were getting. So additional DWI patrols will be out there for the holiday season. And as a reminder to everybody, drive safely, mind your speeds. And if you are thinking of drinking, don't drive.
So you heard it from the chief. They're definitely going to be on the lookout for DWIs. There's been I shouldn't say uptick, but maybe uptick is the right word, of pulling individuals over that are intoxicated. So we appreciate those good works. Uber, find other means, because you will get ticketed, you will get prosecuted. Mr. Kushya, can you allow Mr. Pace in if you could hear us? Or is that a problem?
You want him to speak with you?
Yes. Is he on?
I am hitting
Yep.
S to unmute.
Mr. Pace, can you unmute? Maybe you can't hear us. Okay, we'll move on. So the holiday luncheon for the seniors is going to take place on Wednesday, December the 13th from 12 to 2:30 p.m. That's going to be at the Little Falls Civic Center, 19 Warren Street. All seniors are welcome. There's no charge. That's on behalf of the Recreation Department and the governing body. So that's again from noon to 2:30 p.m. You wanted to give me? Mr. Pace, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Would you like to elaborate on the holiday luncheon? I just gave the times, but if you'd like to talk more about that.
Holiday luncheon is December 13th at the Civic Center from 12 to 2. All seniors are invited. Plenty of food, some entertainment and everything, and Santa will be there.
Thank you, Mr. Pace.
Okay, enjoy.
Chief, I want to circle back. One of the programs that was mentioned by your staff was concerning seniors and educating them or finding deficiencies in their driving skills. So we look forward to working with the seniors and with your staff as part of the senior advisory to bring that program out and do I guess, an afternoon to help seniors. I could even benefit from that program, learning, about if their car seat isn't in the right place or how to connect their phone, et cetera, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
So this is a new initiative through our traffic safety section in collaboration with our community policing unit that we would like to see come to fruition in 2024. Working with the senior citizens builds on the crime prevention, but just to make them better drivers, maybe a little safer out on the roadways. Unfortunately, as you get upper in age, your reaction times aren't the same as they once were. Eyesight might not be the best. So just having an officer see how you're driving the vehicle, where you're seated, how your mirrors are set. And, the cars are a lot more complicated and sophisticated as they used to be. We do experience some drivers that don't drive with their headlights on because they're not familiar with the daylight versus the on position, or the Bluetooth doesn't work on the phone and they got their traction control off when they should have it on, just things, making them better acquainted with the vehicle, just to make them a little safer.
Thank you. Council Renzel?
I have nothing at this point, Council President.
Thank you. Have a motion to open the meeting to the public for agenda items.
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Hallett, second by Councilman Vanchery. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Please read the statement, Mrs. Kraus.
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so through the Council President. It is preferred if you give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, you may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President. Members of the public who have joined the meeting virtually and desire to provide comment shall raise their virtual hand in the Zoom application. The meeting moderator will cue the members of the public that wish to provide comment, and the Council President will recognize them in order. Members of the public who have joined the meeting by calling in must press *6 to mute and unmute themselves and *9 to raise their hand. Members of the public who have joined the meeting via the Zoom application must click the reactions icon and then the raise hand icon. Once the process is complete, we will return to the regular order of business.
Thank you. The floor is now open. Mr. Kusia, anyone in our chat? Thank you. Would anyone in our council chambers like to come before us? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public comment?
So move.
Moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilman Hablitz. All those in favor? All those opposed? The motion carries. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Moved by Councilman Vanchery,
Second.
second by Councilman Hablitz. Counselor, can we talk about the consent agenda before we vote on it now? Is that appropriate? Thank you. Are there any questions regarding any items on the consent agenda? Mr. Kuchia, one of the items on the consent agenda is approving resolution for the license of cannabis. Would you like to talk about the process of how you arrived to the recommendation of that licensee?
The applications were open and each application requires an application fee. We received 2 applications that provided the fee. The evaluation really is a financial evaluation and determination of their work experience. One of the companies that you're considering tonight to move forward to the planning board for that part of the review is a company that has been long licensed in the township, in the state of New Jersey, and in other municipalities and in other states. I reviewed their actual financial data to determine what their sales were like in those other areas, along with all of the required aspects of what we put forth in the cannabis ordinance. The other company is a startup company. No? Something happened.
You're good. Good. Good job.
The other company is a startup company, which did not have any specific experience. So the estimates of their revenue to the township are far less than the company with the experience. So the evaluation was relatively simple. What is the best fit for the township of Little Falls in order for us to generate as much revenue as we possibly can under a legally licensed retail cannabis program?
Are there any questions for the staff regarding that? I do want to add, at the next meeting, it's going to be proposed for the council's decision that we only allow one retail licensee in the township of Little Falls. That should be at our next meeting. So at this time, can I call the roll for this consent agenda?
Councilmember Patel,
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy.
Yes.
Councilmember Havletts.
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery.
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Can I have a motion to open the meeting to the public for all matters?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Patel, second by Councilman Vanchery, voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Mrs. Kraus, please read this statement.
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so through the Council President. It is preferred if you give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, you may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President. Members of the public who have joined the meeting virtually and desire to provide comment shall raise their virtual hand in the Zoom application. The meeting moderator will cue the members of the public that wish to provide comment, and the Council President will recognize them in order. Members of the public who have joined the meeting by calling in must press *6 to mute and unmute themselves and *9 to raise their hand. Members of the public who have joined the meeting via the Zoom application must click the must click the reactions icon and then the raise hand icon. Once the process is complete, we will return to the regular order of business.
Thank you. The floor is now open. Mr. Kusia,
There was no one in the chat.
anyone in our council chambers like to come before us? Seeing no one, can I have a motion to close to public?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilman Patel. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? I want to thank the staff for assisting me in this and putting on this meeting. I do want to let the council know, please mark in your calendars, December 18th. Correct, Mrs. Kraus, 5:30, we'll be having a hearing. December the 18th, 5:30, so please make your schedules to accommodate that. Food will be provided for us, so we could go after that hearing right into the meeting. Have a motion to close this meeting. Moved by Councilman Vanchery, second by Councilwoman Havletts. All those in favor of close this meeting, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, do so by saying nay. This meeting is now closed.